Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So glad you could join us once again. Today we are taking out the Tier 9 Fletcher, US destroyer. I believe, in my opinion, is the best destroyer in the game. We wanted to take it out one last time before the 0.6.0 patch hit and all the captain traits changed, because I knew it would take a little while for me to figure out what build I wanted and how the meta was gonna affect it, and spoiler warning, and I'm already working on some videos for that. It didn't really change much of anything, to be frank. The major difference is now I have RPF on the Fletcher, which just makes it a little bit more powerful. God, I love this ship. It has everything. So got stealth on it, both the module and the captain talent. That takes my detection range to 5.8, which is basically, with the exception of, I believe, the Yugamo, the best detection of any destroyer that you're going to face. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to spot whatever you're up against long before they spot you, assuming you have the module and the captain talent. It has really good guns. Now, it can't quite hold up against gearing. It can't hold up against an Akazuki, which is surprising because it's tier 8, but the only thing that the Akazuki can really do is use its guns. It has terrible torpedoes, it does not have the best detection, it's exceptionally slow, and it's also very slow to turn. You also struggle a little bit gun-wise versus most of the Russian destroyers. Generally, my recommendation to you if you run into those is the closer you get, the better off you're going to be. Their gun turrets turn much slower than the Fletchers, so weaving and dodging and forcing the battle to turn sides. So, like, for example, if they're coming head on at you and you see their guns are pointed to the left, juke to the right, make them either turn their ship or turn their guns very slowly, and basically you can dictate the fight. But from range, they can absolutely annihilate you. At the same time, while it has respectable guns, it has phenomenal torpedoes. They are only 10.5 kilometer range, but that's more than enough range to be effective. And here I'm creeping up on this Iowa. He has no idea I'm there. I would like to cap Bravo here in the center, but I already know that there's a destroyer in there. And I haven't poked in there yet, so nobody knows that I'm here. He is making a turn, so I'm going to lead him a little bit, and then second salvo lead him a little bit more. And then just pull off and not get in the cap, because the moment I pop into the cap, if they're talking, they all know that I'm there. As of yet, until he sees my torpedoes, nobody knows that I'm here or these torpedoes are coming in. With that detection range of 5.8 and torpedoes that go 10.5 kilometers, you have this massive range to do stealth torpedoing. Like, now he sees the torpedoes, like, oh crap. Well, too bad, because you're gonna take what? Yeah, there's a nice 42,000 right off the bat. And he's basically out of the fight. He kind of limps away and doesn't really re-engage, and he's just done for this game. Even though I didn't kill him, he tucks tail and run, and that leaves this entire flank down here without a battleship. So that's going to help win this whole flank. The torpedoes are fantastic. They're very fast. They have a very low detection range, so they will creep up on enemies very quickly and give them very little time to react. The torpedoes on the gearing go 16 kilometers, have essentially the same stats, a little less damage, which is actually surprising. I guess that's the trade-off for the range. But here's the rub. The Fletcher, if you spec into it with the torpedo reload and both the module and the captain talent, can get down to a very fast reload. Like, I've already got my torpedoes back up and running. Here comes an Akazuki. He's already taking fire. He's badly hurt. I have friends backing me up. Sure, I'm going to pick this fight. He's firing HE at me. I don't want to give him broadside. I can tank the HE. If I start taking a lot of AP damage, broadside, he is going to wreck me. And in fact, in a prolonged battle, and you can see how fast my hit points are going down compared to his, he would win that fight. However, as I said before, very slow and very unmaneuverable ship. I like my Akazuki, but that is definitely a problem it has in DD versus DD knife fights. Is it has a really hard time torpedo beating. As much experience as I have a really hard time dodging torpedoes in knife fights with other destroyers in an Akazuki. And I use that to my advantage. I also use the advantage that I saw that Gearing right here use his smoke at the beginning of that whole fight. And so even though I kept sailing through it and then I didn't stop until the very, very end, I used my smoke long after him because I knew his would run out first, and I think he knew too, which is why he tried to make a run for it. And I'm hidden. There's nothing he can do. I am moving because I'm not sure if he's got torpedoes in the water towards me. Probably not. I probably wasn't high on the list of like, oh crap, I have to kill that. But that's kill number 2 there. And we've got a respectable amount of damage. Thankfully, I have some very competent teammates that were down here, and they focus fired those cruisers, which opened up the battle for the destroyers to go in and mow down the enemy, 2 enemy destroyers. So this cap is absolutely won. The enemy has obviously taken Bravo, but they have absolutely just pulverized our group up top. Only 2 deaths thus far up there, but just the same, they're on the run, they're flat on their heels. We're going to lose more before this is over. So thankfully I have the speed flag on the Fletcher, which gets me into a nice respectable 38.5 I think knots. And I'm going to make a beeline straight for Bravo. That Iowa is spotted. He is still severely hurt. He has not recovered from all the damage that I dumped into him right at the get-go, and he's on the run. So I'm not really interested in him, especially from a battleship that's running away. And the Iowa is fast. It can go up to 33 knots. So I would have to get exceptionally close to torp him. And I think it's more important right now to go after the objective in the center here. We do see 2 of their destroyers up ahead. Both are very badly hurt. So that should be easy pickings. And I can dictate when I want to engage them. We also have some cruisers and a couple battleships. Alright, let's go to work here. We're just about into Bravo, and as soon as we get in there, they're going to know that at least one of us, me and the other destroyer here, the other Fletcher, are in the cap. And he's already been firing his gun, so I think they have an inkling that he's over there. So I see this FDR. Looking at the map, you can see that he's kind of cornered himself against these islands, and his only way out is that gap right there. So even though the indicator doesn't really give me a good hope, I'm going to fire my torpedoes at that because I think he's going to have to commit to that little gap unless he wants to just nose on YOLO charge my entire team, which I don't think is going to happen. Catch that destroyer off guard. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't want to pick this fight, but I could see him from a mile away. I got to engage him on my terms. Namely, I'd already had my guns pointed at him, we're ready to go, and then I started pulling away at an angle because that's the hardest way to aim at a destroyer is if he's pulling away from you, especially angled. It also gave me a lot more room to... Oh, man. 5 torpedo hits on that. So my prediction was pretty damn accurate. But yeah, it left me a lot of options. If he torpedoed at me, I was already going away, which would buy me time. It makes it hard for him to get his guns on me. And that FDR is not repairing his flooding. I guess maybe he... Okay, so he either already used his repair, or he's just kind of given up on life. Needless to say, again, the really fast reload on the torpedoes, they're already up and ready. There's the other destroyers, so I go ahead and fire off my torpedoes at the battleship. And let's start opening up on the destroyer. He's extremely low. The FDR dies to the flooding, and guns kill the destroyer, and I get a nice little double strike. I will absolutely take that. And we're just going to try and stay in the cap and keep it ticking. and we'll lay a smoke screen for both my teammates and myself. The poor Turpitz has nowhere to go. He got cross-dropped. He's going to eat at least one. Yep, one. Did he have his repair available? He did. So now I'm going to cut engines. And here it's just one of those, like, I have so many teammates here. We have vision. I just laid them a nice smoke screen. This Turpitz is not going to survive. I did pull out a little bit out of my smoke, so that was my mistake. Thankfully there was nobody on the flank, so as soon as I got behind the smoke and not even necessarily in it, it broke a line of sight. And now I'm just farming damage on him. Teammates' torpedoes finished him off. I accidentally tagged our Montana there. Sorry buddy, that was not intentional. And that was a little close. That's why I don't like battleships getting too close to me, because a lot of times you will accidentally get hit by teammates. Some very desperate, widespread torps there that did not even have range for the smoke screen. They were a desperation shot. I kind of give them credit for trying, but ultimately it was a waste of time. Yeah, we're looking pretty good on this now. Great damage, and I'm even getting a little cheeky in the chat. I'm like, let's see if I can cap this off with the Kraken. So the Abu Kiwi out there, I'm not going to catch him, and he's so maneuverable and can avoid my torpedoes no problem. I'm not going to go after him. He'll probably be dead long before I can get to him. The Bismarck, though, I might be able to catch. Now, there's this Zhao here. I think he's thinking the exact same thing. He's like, I can kill that Bismarck, no problem. And we're both booking it. And I think he's running the speed flag too, because last time I checked, Zhaos do not go 38 knots just straight out the box. Maybe I'm wrong. You're more than welcome to correct me in the comments. But I think he's running the speed flag too. He's making a beeline for it. He takes a really nasty shot there. Burns his repair, and now I'm smelling blood in the water. I'm like, okay, let's see if I can catch a fire on him. You know, that maybe that'll, you know, get the lucky tick that ends up killing him. Somebody else catches on fire, probably the Zhao. I'm gonna lose sight of him, and the Zhao's getting in front of me. My only option, and especially he looks like he's turning broadside at us as like a last ditch, like I'm gonna get all my guns on you kind of thing. I have to get torpedoes, and I have to round this corner and get those torpedoes off before the Zhao can get in front of me, or at least cut me off, because I kind of think he's doing that intentionally. One right on target, one behind in case he slows down or pulls away. Tuck right behind the Zhao. Narrowly avoid getting hit by the shells that were incoming at him. There's another torpedo spread that's going at him. It's kind of like a race. It's that you know, classic memes like the mine. Everyone wants this last kill. And I really want it just for the Kraken. This would be a great way to end my last game before the major patch hits and changes everything. Last minute fire, that's good. Oh, those torpedoes are looking good. Can I get it? Yes, I can. Alright, so how'd we do? Got 500,000 credits, 6,000. We got Confederate Kraken, Devastating Strike, High Caliber, and a Double Strike. 194,000 damage. Such a great way to end before the patch hit. We got 2,700 base XP. I will take that. That makes me feel really good. I didn't snipe any kills. Nice damage spread all around. A lot of torpedo damage. Such a great ship. And what a great way to cap off the end before the major patch hit. I look forward to making new content with all the new builds and everything. We'll see you guys next time.